afternoon, everybody.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Do we thank her for the sunshine?
Absolutely.
You break him for the rain?
Yeah.
There you go, there you go. Well, you know, I was looking up some information. What was kind of interesting to me is how many times we've had the privilege of being invited out to Edd The Florist. And as most of you know, I'm older than rocks anyway.
Oh, stop.
But there you go. But I was trying to remember which anniversary that we were invited to come out to Edd The Florist, and you invited us to your future home.
Oh, Lord.
30 years
30
ago.
years ago.
30 years ago.
30 years ago, probably our 40th.
All right. Well, we came out here in 1981 for your 25th.
Thank you.
We came out here in 1996 for your 40th.
Wow.
How we doing there?
Doing really good.
There we go. What year were you in?
93.
93.
93.
Good answer,
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. Let's ask her first.
Thank
There you go. There you go. I covered you there. In 2006, we came out for the 50th.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun. We had a good crowd of ambassadors for that. And in 2016, we came out for your 60th. Woo!
Love it.
Woo! And I think I've been just about all my
I love it.
But anyway, but that particular time we weren't even living that far. That's no excuse, I think.
It's okay.
Oh, wow.
What's kind of interesting about as well is if you go back through some of the information about Edd The Florist, again, Edd The Florist came into being in 1956,
That's correct.
I believe. And you go back through some of the city directory information, their phone number at the start of it, you ready for this? The phone number was MU27569.
Wow.
But the MU, coincidentally, when all this, at that time, you know, you twirled the dials and push buttons, was 66. So it was actually 682-7569. But now, another anniversary. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The anniversary is that Ed, Beth, and family have had the same phone number. You ready for this?
I like it. I hope so.
They've had the same phone number since 1956 of 682-837.
All
That's
true.
right. That's right.
Yay!
It's never for flowers.
When's the last time you called phone number?
Yeah.
In some of the early advertisements and what have you there, what was advertised, mom and dad, family, so on and so forth, they offered floral arrangements. Ooh, we say, ooh, what have you there. And ready for this? They also advertised a service of worldwide telegraph service.
Wow.
So I don't know if that...
Cutting edge. Cutting
Oh
edge.
yeah, I don't know if that had to do with, as you say, wiring flowers.
Absolutely.
Actually, telegraph messages, things like that. So, but again, it's our privilege to be here today.
So we had our first son, Andreas, and we knew Andreas for a boy and Isabella for a girl, and then the nurse goes, middle name? We're like, middle name?
not
We
think
haven't
about
thought of a middle name. And Hanz goes, Ed something. I always wanted an Ed in the family, and so we said Edward. And the nurse goes, 1 D or 2. And so his middle name is EDDWAR. Yeah.
It's been heck for international travel, but yeah.
That's neat.
So he's actually the first Ed in our family
Yeah.
with the namesake.
Is that right?
Because they always called Carl Ed and Hanz Ed Jr. Yeah. Yeah.
We have lots of stories.
There you go. There
Okay,
you
I'm done.
go. Mr. Mark.
Well, Hanz was sharing a lot of history with me inside, and you know, it's not often that you get that anymore. We see a lot of businesses go in, 5 years later they go out, and to hear some of the stories that you were telling inside, you know, from the 1950s, and you know, as representation, we've got a vehicle sitting right here that's pretty much the same age as this building, and now is considered an antique. Well, you know, you look at Edd The Florist, it's now the antique business, but it's also, what's important is the oldest retail business in Ottumwa and still going strong.
Yes.
So with that, you know, thank you for your support of Ottumwa. You guys are huge supporters of the community. You have things everywhere in this community, whether it's, you know, people's best days, people's worst days, you guys are present. So I just thank you for your support of the community.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
I'm gonna jump in a few words because that's kind of what I do. I could never be so thankful that you guys come out to support us, and you have since day one. And Ottumwa in Southeast Iowa has always supported Edd The Florist. Many of you know the story, but I'll give you a brief prelude to what it is. In 1956, just before that, my mother and father immigrated from Germany. They started in New York. My mom came first. Dad followed her. That's kind of a love story. They got to Chicago. They got married, but their whole ambition was to own a flower shop in America. And one went for sale in a trade magazine, and they brought the train here, and the name of the store was Edd The Florist. Ed Buckley started this store. It wasn't our family, it was Ed. Ed had it for about a year and a half, and he sold it to Mom and Dad, and the community raised up to help make sure that that would happen. And they helped get the down payment through the church, through friends, through groups, and they made sure that somebody took over this flower shop and Mom and Dad were going to be here forever. Well, that isn't the case. Mom and Dad have passed, but their story lives in this building and lives in our family, my sisters and my brothers and our nieces and our nephews, because it means the world to my family to have a business that started by German immigrants, to show you what the real American dream is. And we'd never ever want to leave this spot. We think Edd The Florist is an iconic business in Ottumwa for a lot of reasons. My father was a huge supporter of this community. He was in the chamber. He was president of the chamber. My wife was a redcoat. We've all been a part of this, and it takes all of us to do it. We're just proud to say that we're here for 68 years, and it's an odd year to celebrate, 68, but every year we feel like we're just blessed to have the support of this community in Southeast Iowa. We've had staff with us for as many as 30 years, are still with us. Catherine's been here for over 30 years. She was my dad's
32.
first assistant, and now she's graduated to me. Carissa's just joined us. Jane has just joined us, but they've been here forever. Michelle has joined us. There has been a trilogy of families that have been, and Craig has been here delivering flowers. You all know Craig. He wore red.
Oh yeah.
There's been just a trilogy of people that have worked in this business, and we hear it all the time, people that were employed at Edd The Florist, and their families that were touched by Edd The Florist, and the things that we did. Wedding flowers, funeral flowers, birthdays, anniversaries, just for the heck of it flowers. And one tradition my dad started was always having a rose special in August. So a little shameless plug, the rose special is still happening here for 1956. That's the number. You get 2 dozen roses, or 93 cents a piece. And that's something that we want to carry on all the time. We want to give back. We've been proud to be a sponsor of so many things in this community, and to be a part of the growth of this community and the resurgence of what's going to happen going forward with this community. Couldn't be happier, and I'm just, again, overwhelmed with the fact that you guys can come out and celebrate this day with us and celebrate the whole weekend. We got things going on today, tonight. Our celebration goes from 5 to 8 with live music. But then we do Friday with specials, and then Saturday we give back by bringing other vendors to our parking lot, setting up tents, and promoting that entrepreneurial spirit for people to start a business, to stay with it, and to grow into a building, whether it's in downtown Ottumwa or your own building, so that is a resurgence of Ottumwa. Small businesses, people taking a chance, and people supporting that chance. Not for 1 year, not for 5 years, but for 68 years. So we couldn't be happier to have you here. I would love to cut a ribbon with y'all. This is a great vehicle to have here since 1957. That's the kind of thing we used to deliver flowers in. This is the original building, and again, I just couldn't be happier and prouder to say that the Wiltz family is still here for 68 years and hopefully for longer. My sister Katie's here, my brothers, and we'll be down here this afternoon. It's truly still a family business. They still come down and work on holidays. Katie comes in every day just to see what needs to be done. That's just the spirit of our family. We pitch in on everything, and it just takes everybody that does this kind of thing for 68 years. I couldn't be prouder of my staff, the way we treat people, and the way this community treats us. So thank you for being out here today, and thanks for taking the time to give us a little airtime, if you will. But let's cut a ribbon. Let's make this happen. I'm not sure how that works, but it's not our first ribbon. It's not our first ribbon.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, cut the ribbon! Hooray!
It's so good to see you, by the way. It's been a minute. Oh my God.
Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. Much love. Thanks for all you do. Thank you guys for all coming out today. It means the world to us.